Hello traders, Jeff with optionboxer.com, back with another strategy video for you today. Before we get into the strategy, please know that I'm not a registered financial advisor, and this video is not a recommendation for you to buy or sell any security. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a quick look here. What I've got on the screen is I've got the SPY ETF pulled up. I'm in the Analyze tab, the Think Back tool on Thinkorswim, and we're going to look at this trade and maybe one other one depending on how long the video gets. I'm going to try to keep it under 5 minutes. Most of my videos get a little too long-winded, and I'm trying to be better about that. So in that light, let's go ahead and look at it. It's a Condor strategy, but it's set up just a little bit differently. You can see I've got a $2 wide long vertical here and only a $1 wide. So it's a little bit of an unbalanced Condor, I guess is what you would call it. And it's been showing favorable in these early tests, and so I wanted to get it up on the site and get it on my YouTube channel for those that may be interested to test it as well. And so basically, I set up a vertical spread right at the money, so it's the short strike is in the money and the long strike is out of the money. And so the only requirement there is that I'm looking for at least 60 cents in credit. And then I'm going to take a look, like I said, at the expected move, and I'm just going to count down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, trying to get about halfway. Obviously, if 10 is the expected move, you could theoretically come down here, but I'm trying to keep probabilities high. So I'm going to come about halfway, and you can see I did that here with the 259. In fact, I got a little better than halfway, 259 to 261. Again, $2 wide there, and I just don't want the debit that I'm paying to be much higher, preferably lower if I can do it. But for another $5, I was able to bump this up another strike and get me just a little bit closer. And if you know anything about condors, you need the price to move one direction or another. It really doesn't matter. And the way we've set this up, it definitely doesn't matter, but it's more beneficial to us if the price will move higher. And if in this particular case, we've got $1 and looks like 33, 32. Let's make that 67 just for easy numbers. So yeah, we've got $1.33 in potential upside, and we've got a 38-cent potential downside. Well, I'm sorry, a 38-cent potential downside here and a 67-cent potential downside there. So you got about $100 in risk here with the opportunity to make somewhere around 133. Honestly, I'll never see $133 on one of these trades because I just don't stay in it long enough. Again, I'm trying to get out within 30 days, preferably within a week, if we can get a move in the options market, or if we can get the price to move. So let's go ahead and just dial forward a few days and see what happens. Largely early on in these trades, they don't move a whole lot. But you can see we finally got a pop here on 12-20. So we can look at the chart, and on, wait, is that 12? No, 10-20, my apologies. So on 10-20, we got our first pop, and that may be enough to justify getting out of it. It's only $7. I would probably hold on for a little bit more. You can see just we got into this trade on 10-11. So it took about a month, which is a little slower, but you can see price went nowhere. And then if we had held on till the very end, you could see we would have made a substantial profit. But let's just, for the sake of the video, just assume that nothing happened. We made $7. It stayed at $7, and we just weren't happy with that. We were going to hold it all the way for the full month. We opened it on 10-11. We're just going to go to 11-11 or the next trading day. And you can see here we would have made, I don't know, roughly $15 or so on this trade. And that's not a lot. Obviously, $15 isn't great, but I'll take a $15 profit and close this trade and move on to another one. I'm also going to advocate that I shouldn't say that. I'm not going to advocate that you do anything, but I'm going to make mention that this strategy has proved even more successful when combined with other trades, kind of building kind of a mini hedged portfolio of condors. And that way, if this one underperforms, maybe you'll have another one that, is able to reach out and, grab some gains on a big upward move at some point in time. Any case, you can trade this on any stock. It doesn't just have to be ETFs. I was just using SPY here because I know they're liquid and it's easy to get into and out of. Of course, be aware that, like I said at the beginning of the video, or just a few minutes ago, that there is a $67 risk there and a $30 risk there. So, you do stand the possibility of losing all of this. But by getting out with, after 30 days and having at least 20 to possibly 30 days, in this case, we would have 35 days remaining. There's still going to be some credit left here unless price has just gone drastically away from it. And if it did, then our debit here would be worth a lot more. But if you get out at the 30-day point, you're really not gonna run into any too substantial losses. Where you really get into the losses is when this debit here has no value left and price hasn't moved anywhere. That's when the losses start to mount up against you. And so if you think about it, it makes sense logically. If you close it before expiration and price hasn't moved higher, then this is not going to be worthless, but you're very near expiration. So this is next to zero because you've lost all your premium there. And then if it moves lower, you're going to make this money there, which will basically compensate you for the loss you have here, and it'll be a wash trade. So hopefully that made sense. I don't know, it kind of got jumbled up in my mind as I said it, but regardless, I think I've illustrated my point. We'll try one more trade just really quickly. I won't talk through it very much. I'll just go ahead and set one up, and we'll see if we can get it to be profitable. Again, looking for 60 cents. Was able to get it there. Expected move $11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's try 6. I was able to get pretty close to it. You can see if you had monitored this trade, you did actually get a huge jump in price when we had this extreme downward move. And even if you hadn't, you could still get out with a nice profit right here. Let's say for the sake of this video, I didn't see any of that, and I just held it till the 30 days. We got in on the 16th, so we're looking to get out on the 16th. And you can see I would have lost a grand total of $22 if I held it for 30 days. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach me at optionboxer.com. Thanks for watching.